A few people have asked me over DMs and emails, what do you practice to get better on guitar? I could go over technical exercises, but I thought it's more interesting to see how technical concepts get applied in the context of a song. And there's one song out there that will test your riffing discipline, alternate picking speed, string skipping with hammer-ons and pull-offs, and chord fragments. Nope, it's not a shreddy Lincoln Brewster song. It's actually Hillsong United's You Deserve. Let's get to it. I could almost hear the fact checkers clacking away during the intro roll. You Deserve was Hillsong, not United. Fact, this song has two renditions of it. The one you're most familiar with is indeed recorded on the Hillsong album This Is Our God. What you may not have known is that the song first appeared on a small EP from United called In a Valley by the Sea. There's no live footage, so I've had to guess the parts based on whatever recordings I could find. The song is in the key of A flat and is at 155 BPM, which is warp speed compared to today's moody songs. We'll be playing these in A flat without a capo because it's good to learn songs in unfamiliar keys and unfamiliar notes. There are 4 riffs to learn, which I can confidently say that if you get these under your fingers, they will make you a better guitar player. Riff number 1, the one note. Yep, you heard me right, one note. It's not even a power chord, it's just one note. An A flat powered by distortion. You know how we sometimes joke that boomer guitarists find every corner of a song to solo over? This one note riff has no wiggle room for that. It's not as easy as it sounds. It's a true test of riffing discipline because you have to keep in mind what chords you're playing over and charting where in the song you are at while keeping that steady A flat going. Bonus points if you accent in the riff, which follows a 3-3-2 pattern. You can accent by making sure you apply a harder downstroke in the 3-3-2 pattern, like so. Not so easy when you have to manage accents and picking, isn't it? It gets better. Riff number 2, the many notes. I'm not sure if this song was meant to be a punishment for the electric guitarists who would coin toss for which part they play, but in contrast to the one note riff, we have this 16th note alternate picking monster. Following the root, second, third, and fourth scale, I recommend playing all these notes on one string so you don't have to add string skipping to the equation. Furthermore, I'm recommending playing this on the B string and higher up the frets because you'll need to change to the pre-chorus riff really quickly. Once you lock in your position, it's a matter of practicing those 16th note trills. There's no magic formula to it, it's just brute force alternate picking all the way. And now that you've played in the horizontal direction, it's time to incorporate the vertical direction too with string skipping, with riff number 3, the dance. If you're familiar with the cage system, the notes fall into the D major pattern centered around the E flat on the 8th fret. What follows is a great example of alternate picking economy of motion, which Paul Gilbert is a very strong proponent of.
If I just want to do something sort of scaly, I'll do pick, pull off, and then pick, all the way. And it doesn't sound horribly unpicked. Having that little recovery time allows me to relax.
This riff is going to teach you that you don't have to pick every single note in a passage. Your fingers that have momentum from a high tempo can hammer on and pull off as loudly as a picked note. It's also going to teach you how to skip strings while alternate picking. There are two places in the riff that you need to downstroke on the E flat on one string and upstroke on a different string. A fun observation with this riff is that the hammer-ons and pull-offs happen while you skip strings. I can't confirm if this was deliberately calculated, but incorporating the string skipping and the hammer-ons pull-offs leads you to an uninterrupted up-down alternate picking, which is really economical for the right hand. Before we carry on, if you're finding value in this video, hit that like button so that it tells me that it's helpful for you and YouTube sends it out to more people. Thank you. And as if to round off the gamut of technique, we have riff number 4, the chord fragments. A big part of learning electric guitar is balancing note choices with effect choices. The thicker the effects, the less notes you should be playing, which also applies to overdrive and distortion. This riff is essentially made up of root third fragments over the G and B strings, which cuts out all the bass notes, but still contains enough harmonic information to tell you whether the fragment is major or minor due to that third. Coupled that this is in the guitar-unfriendly key of A flat, this riff should keep you on your toes to visualize the fretboard and land on the correct notes. What I found helpful was keeping my eye on the 9th fret, which is the minor fragment, because it's easier to count up and down the fretboard from a middle ground as opposed to finding the root and counting very far up the neck for the minor and octave fragments. In conclusion, You deserves the recognition as a good song for you and I to improve our technique. Don't overlook the song just because it's in the Hillsong United catalogue. Great riffs of technical value can be found anywhere if you dig deep enough. But what do you think? Any songs you thought were easy but ended up being harder than you thought? Let me know in the comments. This video is part of a series I hope to grow on guitar technique. If you've enjoyed this, do check out the playlist for more technical videos, and I'll see you there.
Daddy.
Stop it. Do you stop it?